Hi, I'm Alicia, the director of Leadership Thurston County. Leadership Thurston County, also known as LTC, is the founding program of the Thurston County Chamber Foundation, founded in 1992 with our first graduating class in 1994. For over 30 years, LTC has been a pillar in Thurston County, providing a community immersion experience-based adult leadership program. Class members can expect practical insights and real-world conversations from various industries and organizations across Thurston County. Each September through June, class members learn about local issues through monthly sessions called Challenge Days. Each Challenge Day focuses on a different theme and may include site visits, group discussions, guest speakers, activities, panels, and presentations. And with the LTC class of 2025, over 920 individuals have graduated from Leadership Thurston County. The class of 2025 kicked off the year at their opening retreat on a real-life summer camp movie set. Just kidding, it was the Stanford Retreat Center at Camp Solomon Schechter in Tumwater that looks like a summer camp movie set. Hope Theory, Clifton StrengthsFinder, and team building set the foundation for a strong program year. When I asked the class of 2025 which Challenge Day had the biggest impact on them, they had an assortment of responses.
Visiting the mosque had the biggest impact on me. I didn't know it was right there in our community, and they're doing great things for their community.
Hearing Parfai's story, trying to get his haircut when he came to Portland brought me to tears and immediately changed my way of thinking.
Learning how diverse we are at a deeper level, it's not just visual. I did not realize how buried some of my childhood experience and feelings were until I had to do the "that's me" exercise. It was emotional.
Hearing about the partnership with the community organizations like the Thurston County Chamber and the Thurston EDC and how they work together to make our community a great place to live and work.
Uline provides massages for employees. And Sierra Pacific will employ high school students. They just have to show up.
I enjoyed learning about businesses in the area like Medicine Creek Enterprise Corp., Sierra Pacific, and Callison's. It was interesting to hear about the interconnectedness of business, education, NGOs, and government.
I really enjoy the opportunity to hear directly from our local leaders and the impacts they are making in Thurston County. It was also really impactful to hear them during our roundtable one-on-ones and listen to all of the challenges and successes they have accomplished as a city manager or administrator. It was also eye-opening to learn how someone gets elected and the competitive process to run for local office.
The panel of elected officials of color. As a person of color living in a predominantly white county, it was powerful to hear their stories, how they got to where they are, and why they chose to serve.
Education Day was very impactful, a sad state in many ways to know the struggles of teachers, but this is what we need to know, the truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Washington is the only state with education as part of its constitution, and we are the fourth highest in teacher salaries.
The Habenula. Everything about the Habenula that Emily McMason said.
The Freedom Farm in blue. What an incredible opportunity we have for students literally in our backyard. Such a cool setting for alternative education. We need more educators like Blue.
It feels unnatural to call it a highlight, but visiting the Juvenile Detention Center, I was inspired by Reggie and his team who are clearly passionate about helping these youth rehabilitate and use their experience in juvenile detention as an opportunity for growth rather than punishment.
I loved the panels on Law and Justice Day and especially appreciated that we had a little time to ask questions and speak with the panelists. I learned so much about the struggles facing this workforce and our county and felt impacted by that experience. I left feeling encouraged to support our police and law enforcement.
Law and Justice Day was by far the most empowering day. Learning diverse ideas and methods to uplift people in situations that sometimes desperately need guidance through our criminal and court systems was truly eye-opening for me. It inspired me to perceive individuals as resilient beings and understand that sometimes we all need a second chance or somebody to empathize and support us and meet us where we are, to overcome obstacles that hinder our progress in those situations.
I am not very comfortable with the legal system. It just is overwhelming and formal to me. I was very intimidated by the courtroom but loved hearing the judge and watching the proceeding. The inside of the jail was a new experience also, and all just so interesting and made me uncomfortable in a good way.
I loved learning more about the community's uniqueness on Arts and Culture Day. As an adult, we sometimes forget the importance art has and the amount of art that surrounds us on a daily basis. This day has inspired me to take more time in my life to create and appreciate art, as well as not letting the fear of how it turns out keep me from starting a new project.
My highlight was visiting with the owners of Rhythms Coffee. I loved learning how a husband and wife team combined their passions and made a creative space for youth to come and express their creativity. I admire their dedication to keeping the kids safe and providing a place free from drugs and alcohol.
I loved being able to walk around town with our groups. I heard more stories about each other and had time for some fun. Again, seeing places, like backstage and the props at Harlequin was great. Oh, and the makeup rooms. So fun.
Getting lunch money, leader interviews, and Oli Samba.
The level of science that goes into our everyday conservation and operations that most of us don't even think about. We know there are great minds working behind all of these types of organizations, but to see the samples, numbers, and tech behind it was really cool. I also really dug into the quote that the guy from Lost Peacock said. Most Americans are rich, speaking to a world level, and are disconnected from the cost of their comfort.
It was fascinating to hear about Lot. When I would look at the charge on my water bill for sewer services, I always thought it was pretty expensive for a public good. Hearing that they are actually more cost-effective than most water treatment facilities and seeing everything involved was eye-opening.
The poverty simulation was intense, stressful, and just too much out of my comfort zone. But it is somebody's real life. The simulation will stick with me for a very long time.
Everything about the poverty simulation. I hated it, but never take it away from this day.
Health and Human Services Day was a great reminder to give people grace. We have no idea what another person has gone through or is going through, and if I can make their day better, great. But I should never do anything to make someone's day worse. A smile here or a kind gesture there and giving grace in all possible scenarios can make the world a little bit better.
I've enjoyed every day of LTC. I can't tell you how much this program has meant to me. Each month, I'm forced to take a day for me, outside of healthcare, and push beyond my comfort zone to meet people from all sectors. I've learned more about our community than I ever would have and met some really beautiful people in the process.
I also want to say that I've genuinely enjoyed every challenge day so far. When I realized we're getting close to the end, I actually felt a little sad. I wish I could do this class every year.
To our Leadership Thurston County Class of 2025, congratulations! You've put in the time, the effort, and the heart. You've asked the tough questions, supported one another, and pushed yourselves outside your comfort zones. Today isn't just the end of a program, it's the beginning of a new chapter where you step up, show up, and make a difference. Congratulations to the Leadership Thurston County Class of 2025. Bye!